Hello, lovely people. New adventure unlocked. I'm headed to the next game. My mama's here. We're going to Aqua Zumba. I am getting out of my comfort zone. I am trying fencing today. I'm just there for the vibes. I know nothing about baseball. I'm there for the vibes. Hello, lovely people. Listen, Linda, listen. I don't have enough time, but I had to come on here. Look, I look a hot mess. I didn't even get myself together. Like, look, my hands are ashy. I didn't put lotion on. I'm doing all this in front of y'all, but I had to come and talk to y'all. Listen, my baby is sleeping. This is the perfect time to film. Why am I whispering? He can't hear me. And then my mama's supposed to come over, so I gotta get this out. So I have not even looked through these court documents. I downloaded them, and here we are, because we're gonna go through it. Let me tell you something. I'm very invested in this Wendy Ya'll thing. Number one, I like her. Number two, she's my fellow African gal, right? And then three, it's like, I love them together. Like, what is happening? So I the first time when I heard about it, I had to run to the TikTok, right? And leave my raw reaction. So make sure you go check it out. And then I had some time to think about it, right? And I'm like, oh my God, Wendy got caught in this keeping up with the Joneses mess. So I'm like, all right, we got to go over it. But look, my sister and I, Cordelia, the one that I've had her in a couple of my other videos, she has a different theory. Her and I disagree. But I don't want to talk about her theory. She thinks that robbery did happen, but she thinks what they did was they manipulated some stuff. I don't think a robbery ever happened. But she's like, no, Pamela, I think a robbery did happen and they used that to manipulate stuff. But let me tell you why I don't think a robbery happened. We'll talk about it in the court documents. But let's read over this. Now, first of all, I am in the DMV area. So, I'm very invested. Now, let me say this. This happened in Carroll County, okay? If you don't know Carroll County, let me tell you. They got arrested in Westminster, Maryland. I used to live in Westminster, Maryland. Actually, I used to live with my mom in Westminster, Maryland, and I have family out there. Hey, family. Now, me living in Westminster, Maryland was not by choice. Well, it was and it wasn't. Because my mama and my brother got me out of this toxic relationship, right? So I had to go live with my mama. And I was driving like an hour or two and from. But let me tell you about Carroll County. Carroll County is Trump town, okay? It is a safe area. It is Trump town. I never felt unsafe. So burglary happening, I was like, huh? What? Okay, and here's the thing. When I used to drive to and from work in Westminster, Carroll County, I would see Obama signs, like Obama's head on a monkey. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not making this up. I would see signs about Trump all on them people yards, right? So I'm a little worried for Wendy and Eddie, because I want to tell you that's the kind of environment that they've committed, well, allegedly have committed this fraud. So they're not going to show mercy on her. They're not. I'm telling you, if you're from Carroll County, if you live in Carroll County, you can vouch for me. Put it in the comments. It is Trump town. Now let's go over this court documents. Now, I'm not going to go everything because I don't got a lot of time, but I do want to go over the charges. So it says on October 9th, 2005, the defendant this is Wendy Osefo, indicted by the grand jury on Carroll County for seven counts of insurance fraud and 8 counts of conspiracy insurance fraud and 1 count of false statement to police officer. An arrest warrant was issued. Bail was set as $50,000. Let me back up. In the mugshot, does it look like they were high? They were like a little dibbling and dabbling in the Happy Yeti products. Look like that to me, right? And why are they smiling? That's not gonna bode well for them, because the judge is gonna see that and the judge is gonna be like, you were not remorseful. When you plead guilty, I've not even gone through this court documents, but please plead guilty and move forward. Don't be like a Karen. Anyway, let's continue. So now the allegations in this case are that on April 7, 2024, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to, they blurred out their address, which is good, Finksburg and Carroll County, that's where they live. Maryland called for a reported robbery. Deputy was met by homeowners Edward and Wendy Osefo, who reported to him that they had left to go on a trip to Jamaica. We saw it all on the gram. I saw it. Pictures are flat. On April 2nd, 2024. And when they returned on April 7th, approximately 10 p.m., they found their bedroom and both closets to be ransacked, and several designer bags and jewelry had been stolen. And I remember when we got the news about the burglary, I texted my sister and I said, dang, it's official now. They're celebrities. People breaking in their homes in Vicksburg. I thought that was a little peculiar. LA, sure. Vicksburg, Maryland, who's checking for them over there? But then I was like, all right, they're celebrities now. It's official. So, all right, the state's evidence would show that the purported point of entry into the home to be the owner's bathroom window on the second floor. So they're saying, hey, officer, somebody robbed me. So that means they would have had to come on the second floor, right? The window looks into a small roof that was about 9 feet above the deck. There were no ladders, and the deck furniture was undisturbed and no indication anyone had been on the deck. Come on, people. If you're gonna, I'm not condoning criminal activity, but if you're gonna say you've been robbed, shake it a little bit. Like, throw the furniture around and you know, like go get a boot and dip it in something and leave some footprints or something. I don't know. Just untouched. Then how did they get to the second floor? That's 9 feet above the deck. Anyway, okay. So the Osefo said they did not touch anything prior to their police arrival. There was a screen with damage laying on the roof, and the window was not locked. To go in and out of that window, one had to step on the toilet. The toilet lid was down and there was no debris. That's it. They got caught. In order for somebody to get into the house, they had to climb on the toilet. But there's no debris on the toilet. The lid is down. They didn't think this through. Yeah, they didn't think this through. Okay. All right, let's continue. When the sheriff's office personnel stepped onto the roof and back into the home, they tracked the roof grid back inside. The Osefos had an ADT system and a Ring camera. Let me tell you, that ADT is top notch. Even if let me tell you something. ADT is one of the best alarm companies. They're not paying me, but I'm telling you, even if, because if you're going on vacation, you're going to have your alarm on. If you got ADT, even if your window is not closed, if you even open it, that thing gonna sound. All right. So, they said the Osefos activated the ADT alarm system upon leaving for vacation. During the time they were away, there was no motion detected inside of the residence. So, officer, I got robbed. A bunch of stuff got ransacked, but there was no motion detected inside the residence. Y'all didn't think this through. Okay. There were activities such as package deliveries on the Ring camera that was monitored remotely by the Osefos. Investigation determined that on April 8th, 2024, the Osefos initiated 3 separate insurance claims for burglary and theft: traveler's insurance, jewelry mutual insurance, and home site insurance company for alleged losses suffered while they were away. Okay, let's back up. This alleged robbery happened on April 7th. And then the very next day, you're filing an insurance claim. Okay. All right, cool. I would think like you would give it a day or two, because you're dealing with the trauma of the robbery. The very next day, it's a little, but it's fine. It's like if I get into a car accident, I'm calling right on the scene. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. All right. Edward Osefo gave recorded statements to 2 of the insurance companies regarding a list of stolen items he provided. He asked whether any of the items on the list had been returned, which he denied. Keep that in mind. He was asked if he had any other insurance but failed to disclose to home site and jewelers that he was also making a claim with traveler's insurance. So you're like double dipping and you're not telling them because you know they're not going to talk to each other. For home site, which both Edward and Wendy signed a sworn statement of loss, which was notarized. The total of loss claimed on the sworn statement was about $250,000 for the build. Wait, yeah. Oh, $2,500 for the building and $450,000 estimated for contents and personal property. He included an inventory of reported stolen items along with receipts for the purchase of the items on the inventory. The claims were denied due to failure to disclose policy with travel insurance. So they denied it. They said, you didn't tell us you were filing an insurance claim with another insurance company. Denied. In the original claim submitted on April 8th to travelers, Edward confirmed that he and his wife were wearing their anniversary bands when the loss occurred. However, Edward called the travel's insurance on April 10th and said he needed to update their claim, stating that his wife's gold anniversary band was missing. Oh, Lord. Do y'all hear what happened? He told one insurance company that they were wearing the anniversary band, which makes sense because you're traveling. Then you told the other one that it was missing. So already you done screwed up. In the words of Funky Dineva, Happy Eddie done effed up the thing. Okay, the same day, Travelers Insurance settled a claim for $25,380, which included the replacement price of the band, which was $4,500. Oh. After the initial reported claim on April 11th, both Wendy and Edward signed and submitted letters to Jeweler Mutual claiming the burglary had occurred and the items were stolen. At the request of Jeweler Mutual Insurance, the Osefo provided an initial list of 57 stolen items. Included on the list was Wendy's gold diamond anniversary band, which was reported in the traveler's insurance claim. On April 22nd, 2024, Edward was interviewed on because they record you. They even do that when you get in a car accident. They record you. And during a recorded call, and did not make any mention of jewelry claim or payout within traveler's insurance. Child. The deputies were suspicious of the circumstances of the burglary and records from the store where the items were purchased, along with social media and email accounts. Investigation determined that numerous items that the Osefo claim was stolen had been purchased, were then returned to the store for Are you freaking kidding me, Wendy? So they said these things were stolen. Then they went to the store and returned them. Y'all don't understand. They track everything. And let me tell you something. $450,000 is a large sum of money. That insurance company, they're not going to give it up without doing their due diligence. So they're going to track your social media. They're going to track your whereabouts. Even if you get into a car accident and you sue somebody, they're following your whereabouts. This was not smart. And Eddie, you are a lawyer. They say, for example, there was a Dior shirt that was listed as stolen, valued at $1,450, but the shirt, oh Jesus Christ, the shirt was returned on January 14, 2023 for a refund. So in 2023, she had a Dior shirt that she had returned, but then in 2024, she reported it stolen. Girl, a Dior shirt? Wow, and a Gucci leather wallet that was purchased in 2018. Why are you buying a Gucci leather wallet in 2018 and returning it 2 weeks later for a refund? I'm telling you, refund for $948.70. I'm telling you, they're keeping up with the Joes and stuff. They buy clothes, they return it. Wow. Additionally, while reviewing the social media Instagram account for Wendy Osefo, deputies observed photos of Wendy prior to the burglary wearing a diamond anniversary band on her left finger. This ring was reported stolen in the burglary. Then after the burglary on April 27th, Wendy is wearing the same ring on her finger. Lord have mercy. And they described the ring. The ring features multiple rows of diamonds and has a V shape on the side that separates where the oh my God. Okay, what's the date? It says April. I'm going to see if she still has it on her Instagram. Because the same month you're wearing the ring that you reported stolen, you think you are a celebrity. You think these people are not tracking you? What? Deputies, oh Lord, they checked their emails, y'all. Deputies obtained email records for the Osefos On April 12, 2024, Edward emailed a list of reported stolen items. Oh, Jesus. To Wendy. The email asked if there were additional high value items we can add to this inventory listing, i.e. Chanel shoes, etc. I'm trying to get the total to excess 423,000, which is the policy amount. First of all, if your policy maximum is 423,000, what is suspect for you to have the exact same amount that's stolen? You think you are the first one to try insurance fraud? You think these people don't know? You could have done it like 300K-ish. Again, I'm not condoning no criminal behavior, but y'all was not thinking. You think they're not going to be suspicious like, their policy amount, the maximum is 423, and then they had 423 worth of things stolen? Not smart. Oh my God, y'all, why? At the time of their arrest, a search and seizure warrant was executed for the Osefo's home, and the deputies found at least 15 items that appear to be the same ones claimed stolen during alleged burglary. Damn, so they didn't even hide the stuff. They thought they had gotten away scot-free. And those kids, those beautiful kids that just started school, people gonna be making fun of them. Oh, Jesus. Investigation revealed the Osefos to be burdened by substantial debt. See, I'm telling you, these celebrities, they go on these shows, they're in debt, they're keeping up with the Joneses. Now they gotta make up for it. It's all image. Oh, Jesus. Edward and Wendy conspired to make fraudulent statements and provided misleading information in supporting of making 3 insurance claims for financial gain. That's the end of the court documents. But when I go on the website, here are their charges, y'all. Well, I mean, they posted bail. I mean, when they arrested them, their bail was what was their bail? 50,000. It's usually 10%. So they bonded out the next day. But y'all, they've got 16 charges, right? First charge, false and misleading info fraud, 300. False misleading info fraud, same thing. Charge number 5, charge number 6, same thing. Charge number 7, charge number 8, charge number 9, charge number, oh, Jesus Christ, it's not even worth it. They're about to lose everything. You know what? Everything's alleged. Everything's alleged. Look, Wendy, I'm not no lawyer, but child, plead guilty. Plead guilty, and when you go back on the show, which I do think she's going, ooh, that African pride is real. Can you imagine Eddie's family? They already don't like Wendy. They probably like, oh, this girl led our son to climb. I mean, oh, but Eddie, happy Eddie. I mean, he's still happy in his mugshot. You got to give him that. But I'm just like, I'm going to follow this case. I'm invested. It's like, this is what my sister said. See, you don't know these people. You see them on TV, they live in a life. You don't know these people. You want the wealth and all the stuff listen, you don't know these people. They got to keep up with the appearances. It's a certain fame that fame is a hefty drug. It is. That fame. I wouldn't want it. I would not want it. Can you imagine the pressure that they're under? Child, my baby done woke up. Okay, bye y'all. I'll let you know if anything else happens. Okay, bye. Let me say this. The Osefos are innocent until proven guilty. Okay? Innocent until proven guilty. That is the luxury of living in the United States of America. And honestly, people are not going to like that I'm going to say this, but in the US of A, it's not about whether you did it or not. It's if you can prove it. Now, the court documents, it's got a lot of evidence. But again, we have seen cases where you take it to trial and the person walks. Now again, I'm not a lawyer. The evidence is damning. If I was Wendy, I plead guilty. I'll go make amends and I have a new storyline. Somebody said that it's interesting that in the in last season of Real House of Potomac, she didn't talk about the robbery at all. You know, when Dorit, her stuff got robbed, that was her whole entire storyline. She talked about it for like 4 or 5 episodes straight. So I also wondered why Wendy didn't really talk about the robbery like that. But again, I'm gonna ride for my girl Wendy till I can't ride no more, because I like Wendy. You know, I like the idea of her. Black girl magic, 4 degrees, cute, pretty kids, handsome husband, you know? So it's like when you see that, you're like, okay, Wendy. So it does, you know, it's like, dang. You know, you see these housewives get into these criminal stuff, and you're like, wow, but it's just kind of like, oh, not Wendy. So we're gonna see. They've got a court date coming up. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, so we just gonna pray for our girl Wendy. And if you don't want to pray for our girl Wendy, just pray for the kids, because the kids are innocent. Okay, bye.